What's going on, everybody? My name is C4. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're here for episode 7 of our Madden 26 Vegas Raiders franchise mode. We are fresh off certainly what could be considered an all-time offseason in which we live streamed the entirety of free agency and the draft we made as a community. Free agency signings and draft picks that we're not going to recap here. We're not going to recap in every single video. Go watch the offseason. But if you want to see a free agency class where we find some pretty fun gems, some guys who could make this roster by the end of today's video, and if you want to see a draft class which truly could be described as generational, you're not going to want to miss out. But you may look right now and say, whoa, this doesn't look like a particularly good team. Well, we have all of our backups in because this is going to be a very important episode. Usually when we have the preseason, kind of just skip through the preseason, but this preseason is going to hit a little bit different because this is where we're going to see the best that draft class had to offer. None more so than our quarterback, who we traded up. Wasn't a, sell the farm type trade. We were working with a top 10 pick within our own right, but we made the big decision to go after the reigning defending Heisman Trophy winning quarterback Kyle Clary out of Oregon. He is going to start this season behind Geno Smith. So the time to see if this guy is legit or not is in these first 3 preseason games. So we still are going to be fairly highlight based in the preseason games, but there is more interest than ever to see these guys that when we get all of our starters out there, they might get buried on the depth chart just a little bit here in the regular season, unless they make their mark in the preseason. So we have Kyle Clary at quarterback. Very excited to see how he plays here today. Got all of our offensive line depth. Nothing too crazy. We got Will Clapp for the memes. Our wide receiver, I'm going to go Jack Betch. We're going to let him start just because this is his first year as a starter. Let's make sure. And we know what we got. We got Trey Tucker. We're going to go Norman, who's a UDFA find for us, as well as maybe the steal of the draft. We have a guy that struggled with injuries in college. Has a very low injury rate, but he was projected UDFA. We scouted him, and we found a Patriots-type wide receiver here in Mitch Howard out of Wisconsin, 74 hidden dev with pretty good athleticism. He's not sneaky athletic. He's actually a little bit better than expected. The injuries is kind of our concern. Even then, though, it's an 84 injury rate. I remember that was like the big issue for everybody when we saw him on the draft boards. Like, well, especially with wear and tear in Madden 26, is he going to be reliable? We'll find out. He's getting a start all preseason. All of our depth, none of our starters are playing in the preseason. We're going to see what we have in terms of, maybe, can we find a gem? At running back, we have Keaton Mitchell, who we signed and stole away from the Baltimore Ravens, giving us great speed for our change of pace back behind Ashton Jeanty, but a player that was picked by chat, because I am a big fan of JJ Pegues at fullback, but chat said, look at this fullback, Sam Sherman. The Sherman tank. The Shermanator. He's really good. Now, if you were live in the stream, we decided that there was 3 players that stream decided that I kind of went. I had them in my favorites, but they're like, go get this guy. And we actually kind of took a little sneak peek at 3 of the stream picks. We did look at Sam Sherman. It might be the end of JJ Pegues. I'll say that. But maybe the most fan favorite from chat during the live stream was Deion Winters at tight end. 63 overall. We overdrafted him because we saw a tight end, an athlete. He got the Antonio Gates, former basketball player, tag in his backstory. 6'7", 246 pounds. We got the hidden dev trait. We have interesting stats. 87 speed, 88 acceleration, 80 spectacular catch, 71 catch in traffic. Obviously, his blocking kind of sucks. His 64 deep route running was the best in the class, for whatever that's worth for a tight end. We did kind of move him to wide receiver, just to see maybe that was going to be a more natural position, kind of do like a reverse Darren Waller, both from Georgia Tech, fittingly enough. But, he's going to have to be a tight end, which opened up a scenario for us. We have Michael Mayer, who's kind of standing in the way of Winters getting on the field. I like Michael Mayer. Michael Mayer made plays for us last year. He finished with, 30, 40 catches, 400 yards. But now the argument can be made, if you look at everybody on this roster, who could represent the best trade value that is not so much needed at this point? And really, I think Michael Mayer and Trey Tucker were the 2 that I saw in stream that people are saying, maybe we should see if we can recoup some of our draft day picks that we traded during the draft and get some of them back for the upcoming year. It could be in play for sure. I'm almost saying that, like, do we hold on to them in case there's an injury? And if there's a really bad injury, we can look at making a panic trade. I'm not 100% sure sold yet, but it is an option. Defensively was less about, who we drafted, more so about free agency, where we got some really, really nice value. And again, this is all backups that are just going to be playing in the preseason. We got Isaiah Simmons because, of course, we got Isaiah Simmons. We got Christian Harris, Damone Clark at linebacker. Got, shockingly, this guy's going to start for the Eagles this year in real life. Outstanding player. I said, it's too good for me to pass up as an Eagle fan. We went out and got Alex Hunt from the Philadelphia Eagles. He had a sack and a half in the Super Bowl, like 3 years removed from playing safety at Cornell. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy is a potential special player for my Philadelphia Eagles. Sitting there in free agency, I was like, all right, I'm going to bring him in his depth. And we went out and get B.J. Ojulari. Shout out to everyone that remembers the Arizona Cardinals franchise, where we broke the sack record with Ojulari. Just a dev trait pass rusher sitting out there. So he's going to get a sack as we try to find a healthy pass rush rotation behind Maxx Crosby. Defensive line, we're going to go with Kirkland, nose tackle, the rookie, see what he can do. We got Hamilton, who was shockingly released from the Rams. He was like a 5th-round pick a year ago. He was just sitting in free agency, 77 started at 24 years old, so we're like, that's kind of a no-brainer to sign. We get Kaiir Elam, who hopefully will be a starter, but we're kind of in the, I don't know what our corner room's going to look like, so we're going to put Kaiir Elam to start in the preseason alongside Richardson, who was pretty solid last year. We decided to let him be a starter, and we have probably the most intriguing player. Some people said because of his skill set, maybe move him to linebacker, which I think would be, he's 180 pounds, but we got Dontrell Levy, a rookie corner out of Southern Miss, 6'5", with a dev trait, 73 overall. Not typical in terms of speed and athletic profile that we like to look. Catching is pretty bad, but we are going this season to put an emphasis on running press man. We're going to be a man-cover defense. Last year, we were zone primarily, and I think maybe that's why we were so bad. So I'm going to change up an approach, and we're going to try to run more press man, and he is as perfect. He was literally the best press man corner in the draft, and he also just so happened to be an absolute stud. And lastly, we did have to move off of the kicker. We found a generational kicker. Had to go get a brand new kicker. Shout out Daniel Carlson, was able to net us, a future pick. And this was also a kicker that we looked at his depth trait because chat picked it out, and we made the right call. We got a special player there. Before we get the first preseason game, I was kind of just looking at these news stories here to the right. I was like, all right, Kayvon Thibodeau is just like a locker room cancer. Got traded from the Giants to the Steelers, and look, he got traded from the Steelers to the Chargers. And then we saw some MVP voting. Travis Kelce, Khalil Mack, who broke the single-season sack record last year and then retired. And Cam Jordan makes the Hall of Fame, and then Von Miller did not. Wonder if that has something to do kind of with the off the field. And then they had all this hype. Look, they talk about the Saints quarterback that went first overall. They talk about the Steelers quarterback. He was another late first-rounder. They talk about Mitch Mitchell, who was a quarterback that we considered. No stories on Kyle Clary getting the start all preseason, so we're already getting a little bit of disrespect ahead of our first preseason game here against the Tampa Bay Bucks. First things first, we have training camp. We have training camp counselor unlocked. So I'm really looking for that tier 1 where we get the additional 100 rookie snaps, 4 gold medals, because I want to get these guys' dev traits unveiled as soon as possible. We also have a position battle. Pat Phoenix. We're talking to Matt Jones. Who the fuck is Matt Jones? I think he's a linebacker. Yeah, depth linebacker. Matt Jones, the lowest rated player on the team. I'm going to be up front with him. I'm hoping this scenario was going to be for someone like, if they win it, yada, 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 go through the motions, get XP. Not the worst guy on our team. So what we actually did was kind of sandbag him and say Devin White, who shined a little bit last year. He is going to be our primary starter there, and we got a nice little confidence boost for him. Now, problem is we have got gold medals in pretty much every training camp, like easy gold medals. If you've played Madden 26, you know how easy the gold medals are in training camp this year. Like pretty much automatic, guys. Am I right? Well, we got Kirkland here, the D tackle, who was mocked us in the first round. We got him 3rd round, I think, and he just puts on an absolute kind of getting a gold medal there. All right, we're gonna do this whole thing live because this running back drill is an absolute meme. We got Sherman. We're going fullbacks only. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I feel like they kind of took the fun out of training camp by making it like sweat. Like if you're not like, I don't think it was too easy in the last game. And I get I'm running 2 fullbacks here, and they're both not very overly agile. Come on, Sherman. But I have yet to get a gold medal in this, and like I've kind of like thought of like how can I cheese it. Like, as soon as you get an outside, like a toss sweep, it's like, I get this is a drill, you're supposed to use stick moves. There's not a lot of play. Like, who's doing this drill with players that have good enough stick moves to, like, embarrass players? Like, I'm usually doing it with, like, lower rated guys and you want the extra XP that just don't have the skill set to, like, thrive in this type of game. Like, I got a gold medal, I think, with Jeanty. Like, that was it. Any other time we do anybody. So we're gonna be happy with a silver here if we can get it with Shermanator. Look at that. A little style over the static blocking discs or whatever the hell those are called. I don't know. If you guys have figured out how to get gold medal in this one, let me know. Like, I wouldn't say either, like, cheesing the gold medal. If you found, like, the actual way by design that this game wants you to get a gold medal, I'm interested. Because it just feels like there needs to be an extra... Oh! Needs to be an extra, like, 10 seconds. You need to have, like, at least 2 more attempts than what they give you. Here's what everyone wants to see. I'm doing it live. No restarts. All authentic pocket presents. I've got gold medal in this pocket presents way more than what I got last year. But there's just sometimes throws that make no sense. We're just like, oh, okay, yeah. All right, that's slow. Like, I won't do anything different. That's the thing I don't like about this drill, is I will do the exact same type of throw, same power, same area, same distance, and then sometimes it'll be a bullseye, and then other times it's like a worm burner in the ground, like barely missed the disc. So I'm not 100% sure the method to the madness to this drill, but Kyle Clary wants to press everything this offseason. Training camp, preseason, is an addition for him to get on the field sooner rather than later. Because we are going with a realistic... I think it's not even really saying it's just realistic. We're going with Geno Smith played pretty damn good last year. As he eats a sack, that's pretty bad. So there's no reason to bench Geno Smith yet. But, I mean, if this season we have Geno start struggling, we know what we have kind of waiting in the wings here at quarterback, and he's had a pretty good drill outside of getting sacked. And I also think that's another thing that's like everything is just a little bit harder. Like, I feel like the dodge, the sack, like those things are heat-seeking. They got auto-aim on versus last year's game. We got 50, we got silver right on the dot, which I think is pretty impressive considering, you know, those balls there got wall hacks. Okay, I know I'm not the best at this game. What is this drill? Who designed this? Let's see if I can hit one target. Right there, right there. No. Look. Get out with this. Free-form passing. Nope. Oh, click that right there. That looked good. What did they do to franchise training camp, man? Shit's like the fucking Squid Games. All right, we actually got gold medals in every training camp. I know like every one of you guys always do. So it is now time. Backups only preseason. Let's see some standouts. Let's see this, boys. 2nd and 10. Right there, the winners. Big 6'7" basketball player. He needs to prove that we can move on from Michael Mayer and he'll be a good backup to contribute this year. Because our tight end, too, does eat in this offense. Throw and run a Jack Betch to move the chains. We actually need him to be good. He's our wide receiver, too, now, after not playing at all, really, last year. Ooh, no one's going to cover Howard? Okay. Let's go, Howard! First grab. And 1. Shermanator's out. Can he get the short yardage? I mean, he's in competition. Dev trade rookie or not, we know what we have with Big Sexy Pegues. Go, 1st and 10. Screen pass, and that is... preseason or not, I think we saw a little mix of the Bucs backups there on defense. Still a lot of starters. A 91-yard touchdown drive by Kyle Clary. Keaton Mitchell, let's go. He's a dog. Go Christian Harris. Oh, no. PBU! No, the underthrow. Clary got hit. You know what? We're not going to fault that. That was an aggressive throw trying to get a... That was more of a, let's see if Winters can make a play versus Let's protect the football throw from the quarterback. I'm not going to hold that one against him. I mean, I'll be honest with you, if he didn't get hit, got that 94 throw part, that ball probably gets where we wanted it to go. That was a bad drive. But today, the tale for me, like my takeaway is our backup O-line is... It hasn't been helping us out at all until we get a little bit of daylight for Keaton Mitchell. Till that point, he had 5 carries for like minus 12 yards. So there we go, seeing the kind of damage he can do if we get him in space. And we go to the middle, and it is Witters! Dion Witters on the score sheet. And the Raiders have regained the lead here in the first preseason game. Let's go. Come on, get home. Come on. Is this what our downfall is going to be? We're going to run man defense, and there's just going to be so many quarterback runs and keepers. All right. Get the ball back. Let's go win it. All right, and there I'm just glad my defense, even backups, are still out there to remind me this year might not be that much different. Looking at our final stat line, Kyle Clary, 58% completion percentage. I'd say honestly, like if we eliminate the insta-shed, throw under pressure sacks, he's probably closer to like 65, high 60s, 235 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the pick was, almost an accepted pick of just trying to see what Winters could do on a play like that. And I think, again, if we didn't get hit on that throw, that might have been the highlight of the game. Running was real tough. We only had one positive run, that 42-yarder. There you go. We had that one 42-yard run with Mitchell, and he still finished with 33 yards on the day. Backup offensive line is probably my unfortunate big takeaway from this game. But Mitchell was a weapon on the backfield. Winters got that nice touchdown. That's good for his confidence. I was a little... I thought Betch might have stood out a little bit more considering he's going to be a starter for us this season. But we had him pretty much playing Dante Thornton's role, and that's not his game at all. Defensively, yeah, of course. And I don't love the fact Jackson Powers-Johnson, the only starter that saw time, gave up 2 sacks. We did get Tyree Wilson with 2 sacks, sack from Ja Joyner, a couple other TFLs. But I'd say, unfortunately, no one really stood out for me on the defensive side of the ball. A couple nice upgrades off our first preseason game as both Bryce Kirkland and Kyle Clary get some upgrades. For Kyle Clary, we might as well just keep making him a scheme fit. We want a field general to take over for Geno Smith, and that is what he is going to develop as. Uh-oh. So it was like getting called to the principal's office. Oh, Pete Carroll wants to talk now. He worked with both lines and our quarterback this offseason, and he thinks he has a plan. With enough force, we can turn the pocket into a trap, creating bad throwing angles without needing to get to the quarterback. I like the sound of that. Are you confident it's going to work, old man Pete? Okay, great. Love it. Favorite thing about these is the webcam blocks. I don't see it either. So I hope we're getting some nice things. And we also have the rookie OTAs. Hopefully this is going to be something important for rookies that are going to play and not, bottom of the barrel rookies. Oh, there we go. It's Kyle Clary. Kyle Clary respects Coach. I love Coach. Got that tight man bun, establishing dominance. Okay, I gotta get this stupid webcam out of the way here. I'm curious, what's the short plan? I want to focus on your development. Absolutely. You got Geno ahead of you. Pick his brain. Great mentor. Guy was, highly regarded. And then saw the ups and downs of the NFL. So I assume this is probably just going to set up another scenario. Touch base after camp and preseason. So hopefully we get a nice little boost here for the backup quarterback. Also, before our second preseason game, Dontrell Levy, who might have a chance to start this year at corner for us, he continues to work and get better as a man player. We got more upgrades, and this is what I'm going to show you because Jay Hawkinson, the hidden dev kicker that was selected by chat during the stream, we're going to get him up to an 80 overall, which should spoil what chat already knows. There is an ability slot there, which, you know, can't read between the lines. That means he has better than a star dev trait. And we also have something potential here. Anytime you get 75, that will basically say if you get that ability slot, whether or not it's going to be good. These are two players that are hidden dev, that are both about to be 75. And if they have ability slot, it means that dev trait will not be silver. It might not mean it will be red, but the dev trait will be either gold or red. And Dontrell Levy, the nice +2 there. That is very good news. We now also have Mitch Howard, the true diamond in the rough from last year's cycle. He's about to be 75. Let's see. Okay. Not all good news, but more good news is 2 upgrade points brings him up to a freaking 77 overall. 3rd and 5. Love to see a little bit of a defensive stand here. Let's go Jalix Hunt. Get after Caleb Williams. Get stonewalled. Caleb Williams does his unnecessary bunny hop. Oh, let's go, Winners! Moss, I mean, that wasn't a full Moss, but the way that he caught that was Moss animation over Tremaine Edmonds. Let's get another look. Oh, no. Let's not get another look. Wasn't that impressive, huh? Camera guys. No selling Winners. He's a Michael Mayer stan. Let's go. Originator is in. I saw someone when we made this draft pick. It was, you know, chat made this one. They're like, remember, like, Marcel Reese? Like, the Raiders had a very useful utility fullback. Obviously, I remember Marcel Reese, but kind of forgot about him since I've done this series. So I was like, you know what? Maybe we can get another Marcel Reese back here in Vegas. Oh! Hit A one too many times. First play of the next round. Kyer Elam. Our lone kind of like, hope that fixes our corner problem. Love seeing that sim pick. Wish I got it, but. Now, if you missed the stream, we were this close to just throwing stupid money at Nick Chubb to come be our backup running back. And then we're like, let's not overthink this. Let's just get Mitchell, who, that was the right call. Let's go, man. This guy's a psychopath. And there we go. It's Jalix Hunt comes through. Sack fumble. On the starters. And biasly as an Eagle fan, I love seeing that. That could be my little kind of Eagles fan project on this team. I am more than fine with that being Jalix Hunt. Look at that. What a hit. Right there to Howard. Safe grab that. Prevent him from taking a huge shot from safety. All right, Isaiah Palomau. I just kind of want to sim out the rest of the last minute. Gets a pick. Palomau. We'll get a chance. Oh, we had Howard break it there to get some more points. I will say we will kick a field goal here just to, let's not lose every game in the preseason. If this isn't a pick, but we're going to be aggressive with this. So I'd love to get the Jack Betch, 18. He has that covered pretty good, so we'll go right back to Winners. Drops it. Just snatched that one on I thought that was an overthrow. Okay. I like Michael Mayer. I might like that more. What a grab. 63 overall tight end. That is as 50-50 of a ball as you're going to get. Damn. Whoa, I don't know what that Selly is, but let's go, man. That guy's... Winters is coming. Got Norman. He was our UDFA gem. Makes a grab. He had 95 speed. Oh. Okay. That's how you might sneak on a roster. Levi Norman. Don't know much about him. He was fast and had a UDFA star dev trait. And he's fast. Like, that's a guy that if we could get value for Trey Tucker as like our depth speed guy, he could take over. That's a dumb fucking pick. Come on, man. We had a perfect stat line. Go on 4th down. And Norman wants to make the roster. This guy wants employment. So there we go. The Raiders are on the board here. The preseason 38-21. And outside of what was essentially like a garbage time brain fart pick, Clary was outstanding. 410 yards, 4 touchdowns, had the 1 pick. We didn't have that pick. That'd be like an all-time preseason performance. We like just didn't really run the ball outside of Shermanator's goal line run. 75 yards and a touchdown for Winters. 51 and a touchdown for Mitchell. $119, 2 touchdowns for UDFA Levi Norman. Defensively, got 2 sim picks. Wish I got one of those, but really happy to see Kyrie Elam get that. Jalix Hunt, which he had a sack fumble. That was sick. And Ty Hamilton also gets on the board. Cool. Hunt and Winters both get upgrades off that game. Now for Winters, I know possession, and I generally, especially with younger players, like to try to just make them a scheme fit. But I think for Winters' skill set, I think it's best for him to become a vertical threat because who knows if we need to reopen that door of him eventually being a wide receiver. Ooh, first play, Keaton Mitchell. I think it's going to be pretty fun when he gets in to spell Ashton Jeanty this season. He's so electrifying. Let's go for it. They're try-harding with their starters out there. But see, my issue right now is Jack Betch probably ideally would be a slot wide receiver. But we got Howard as a slot, who absolutely won't be an outside playmaker. So I just have a feeling Betch is going to be potentially a frustrating player for our offensive style this year. Oh my God. Yep. Okay. Impressive, Mr. Howard. I don't think there's any harm in having all 3. We're 1 injury away. Let's go, Howard! Now that one there, we had a little more confidence. That was Thornton. I'm probably hitting X to see if we can catch and finish that run. But for Howard, just make the play. There we go. Keaton Mitchell is in, and we are tied up. Backups versus starters. Okay, I'm going to be honest. Kind of gave up playing defense. Very frustrating, and Kyrie Elam gets a 2nd pick. Go Mitch again. Like, this is like Jack Betch slowly losing the wide receiver 2 role. Because Howard's getting open. Oh, there we go. On the board. Let's go! Again, Viking starters are in. These are our 2s and 3s. Another J. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I had to tap out here. I gotta actually leave in 5 minutes, so we're gonna speed up defense here. They're playing way better than when I'm out there with them. 2 sacks, Jalix Hunt and Tyree Wilson. I believe that's 3rd sack of the preseason for Tyree Wilson. Right to Howard and. You might have to be our wide receiver 2 this year. ninja! That Mitch is a ninja! Oh my God, dude. I'm just going to sim from now on. There's like the 5th sack of the game, all not while I'm playing defense. Oh, and then there's first sim and there's a pick. So I'm obviously just, if I played the offense and I let the sim play defense, I think we would go 17-0. Oh, there's another sack by the defense, Tyree Wilson. And then there's a turnover. This is, first of all, I don't know why my starters have rotated in, but this is a joke at this point. Oh, right there, Jack Betch. Get separation. I needed that. That's a confidence builder. There we go. Might just secure Norman's spot on the roster. Blown play by the Vikings. He might be freaking leading preseason receiving Norman, and he's only played like 3 quarters. Another 4 touchdown. I mean, we got to feel very good about how he's played. When we look at his final stats in a sec of what he's done this preseason, and obviously a little bit different than other teams because he played every game. We played him like a starter, like these games were real games. Pretty good, man. Mitchell, 55 yards and a touchdown. Mitch Howard, big Mitch energy. He went off. Betch needed that touchdown. I think Norman has made the roster. Defensively, we got 2 sacks. Tyree Wilson, a sack from Hamilton. A couple half sacks there. And 4 picks on the day. I love that as well. Clary and Howard both getting upgrades off the final preseason game. And Clary's almost going to be an 80 overall. Come the regular season, we're going to have him focus train during the weekly trainings every single week. So it's probably not going to be long until he's a higher overall than Geno Smith, who's an 80 overall. All right, so before we get into cuts, there are trades that I already know people want to be made based off of the stream, based off of really how aggressive we were in the draft. We kind of set out with a game plan for the draft was we're going to get our guys this year. So the cost of doing so is, well, we don't have a future first-round pick in 2028. 2028, we have a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5, 6. We don't have a first. The good news is we have 2 firsts in 2027. Well, obviously, we'll be able to see what the draft plays out there, and if it doesn't get a favorable role, maybe we look at recouping a future first. So that's, we are top-heavy in terms of value. We don't have a 2nd-round pick. We don't have a 4th-round pick. So if in the event that next year's draft class ends up being a draft class where there's a lot of guys we really, really like, especially in that 3rd, 4th, 5th round, like the draft that just happened, we don't currently have any really ammunition to go after those players. So the 2 players that you guys had in chat on your trade block that I think could make sense. One is Trey Tucker. 76, speedy wide receiver, still on a rookie deal, but he's entering the final year of his contract. I think we see with Norman, who led the team in receiving in the preseason as like a UDFA gem. Obviously, with the addition of Mitch Howard, Tucker gets supplanted by Jack Betch. He is kind of lost in the room, and if he's only going to be one and done, I absolutely could find a spot for him for depth. Again, we're only 1 injury away. If Thornton goes down, Tucker is kind of, what our next up for speed. Because even though Norman does have 95 speed, there still is a 68 overall to a 76 overall discrepancy there. But considering he's in a contract year, we need to give something to get something. He's one, along with Michael Mayer, because obviously Michael Mayer is currently standing in the way of Deion Winters is coming for getting reps. And I think Winters showed enough in the preseason that we could rely on him as a tight end too. And Michael Mayer, though, this is one that I kind of am siding with you guys. They want to see him traded. And pretty much the most common thing as we rounded out the preseason is like, let's trade Michael Mayer for some picks. And I was like, I don't know. I kind of like Michael Mayer. But he's in the final year of his contract. Are we really going to re-sign Michael Mayer after this year with Deion Winters on the roster? And the answer is no. So I did some searching around, and the New Orleans Saints' top 2 team needs are tight end and wide receiver. They also have salary cap, which is kind of rare right now at this point in the offseason. So I was like, okay, let's do a little bit of business here with the Saints. So we do have not base trade difficulty settings. I bumped it up to hard just to make it a little bit more realistic. So we can't get away with crimes for unreasonable trades. So we are sending Trey Tucker, who would compete for wide receiver 3 for the New Orleans Saints. He likely will be wide receiver 3. He might even start in the slot for them. I'll be pretty frustrated if he gets some slot cheese bump and we look, come at the end of the year, Trey Tucker has like 1,000 yards. But I think Trey Tucker can be a starting wide receiver. We have Michael Mayer, who absolutely is a starting caliber tight end with how he played with us last season, just stuck behind Brock Bowers. And in terms of base overall, he is tight end 1 for the New Orleans Saints, who drafted a quarterback first overall. They need to get him weapons. I had to, though, to get this trade over the line, throw in a 2028 4th-round pick. So that is next year. And with that, we were able to get a 3rd and a 5th for this year. So I'll worry about that 4th-round pick when it comes in a year's time. I'm looking at getting ammunition for next year's draft class. And while, we weren't able to get a 2nd-round pick, we now have 2 3rd-round picks, and we got a 5th-round pick. Now, for the rest of the cuts, I think because we kind of fall in love with these players, I'm not just going to cut and just tell you, well, we got rid of 15 guys. Pegues, I'm going to throw him on the P squad. Dan Skipper, gone. Don't need that. I don't need a 3rd right tackle right now. Jai Joyner actually got released by the Raiders IRL, so we'll get rid of him. Michael Barrett, no thank you. Christopher Smith, too much depth at free safety. Cameron Young, too much depth at D tackle. At this spot, I just want the salary cap savings. We'll see if we can keep Abram. But it's not, because now we're just with players that, I'm going to throw them on the practice squad, and they are likely going to get snapped up very quickly. But, the reality is, I don't think, no, we have way too many names to keep Abram. Tommy Malone is going to have to go on the practice squad. Love the upside there. We just don't have gadget plays in our playbook as it stands. Too much depth at pass rush, so Andre Carter is on the way out. Cam Miller, I really like keeping a 3rd quarterback, but keeping that 3rd quarterback on the practice squad. Matt Jones, who somehow got a scenario. Now, 68s is where you're playing with fire. These guys have a very high chance, same with Tonka Hemingway, of getting poached. But in Hemingway's case, we were able to find Luke Loomis as a star dev UDFA, so there's a little bit more value there. Man, I don't know. I think Trey Taylor, probably, that's a stash on the practice squad. He's probably going to get poached. Wow. A 55 fullback. They stole there's no way a 55 overall player is getting poached. Matt Jones got poached. That is... They must have just saw Pro Bowl fullback. Let's steal him, even though he's only a sub 60 overall. Last piece of business, I'm just going to fill up my practice squad, so I need players that are available, that are of interest. Malachi Corley, big fan of him at Western Kentucky, just got released by the Jets. Welcome to the P squad. Wow, Zach Zinter, that's an easy practice squad signing. All right, welcome Jonah Ellis to the practice squad. How are these guys released? Darius Robertson, yep, come on down. Now, not like we need any extra help based off of last year's draft class, but I'm very excited this year because we have Scouts Honor Tier 4 fully loaded to give us 5 Tier 3 Scouts. So for our Scouts, I didn't 100% min-max the board because we're going to have our National Scout be corner. It didn't make a whole lot of sense with corner being a strength of pretty much every other region just to max all that corner. We're going to get almost everybody fully scouted based off our National Scout alone. So we are going to National Scout's corner, which is probably our biggest need going into this year's draft. It was... we got a really nice corner prospect in last year's class, but then I did feel like late in the draft, we're trying to scramble to try to find more corners. And who knows if Kyrie Elam's going to be our guy. So I think long-term, big picture, I wrote down our team needs. I had corner, I had linebacker just because Jermaine Pratt, Jamal Adams are probably going to start regressing soon. I have edge rush depth, just more so on the Tyree Wilson side. Yes, we have Tyree Wilson, Ojulari, Jalix Hunt on the other side of Maxx Crosby, but I feel like that could be a position if we can find a real good player that would improve. I have D-line depth. I have safety and guard. Now, the bummer for guard, because I'm looking at Parham at left guard, he's probably the most upgradable player, I feel like, on our offensive line. Guard is a weakness of every single region, so it didn't work out that way. So we're going to look at corner nationally, also some safety depth. In the West region, we're going to look at defensive line with Grady Robertson, as well as some offensive tackle depth. It lines up there. In the Central region, we're just going to min-max corner wide receiver here with Alessia Trenkel. In the Northeast, I'm just going for the lesser of two evils. I need edge and D-tackle. There was no region that had a strength and or a weakness there. So all right, in the Northeast, 3-star, give me as much information as we can on those two positions. And then in the Southeast, again, it was just more value. Tackle, we could look for swing tackle. As always, you could Colt Miller. He's probably at his ceiling right now, so getting maybe a successor in place there could be valuable. And this was the only region that linebacker wasn't an outright weakness. And let's get some information on those players. But a quick look here at just the initial top 10 for what we're dealing with the class. We have a tackle, Pat Patton. We have a quarterback out of Kentucky, a D tackle out of UCLA, a Mary Harris from Florida State, tackle out of Tennessee, Matt Shelby at number 5, a corner out of Stanford at 6, a quarterback out of Kansas State at 7, a quarterback out of Penn State at 8, a corner out of A&M, Devontae Beckham, and then finishing up with Josh Briggs, quarterback out of TCU. So, if looking at team needs, looking at the fact that we got 2 top corners, that's going to be the big position for us. Above all, like quarterback, we're good. We got our guy. Looks like last year's class was stronger than this year's class at quarterback. Running back room, we feel pretty good about. Wide receiver room, we feel pretty good about. Tight end room, we feel excellent about. Offensive line, you know, and I'm not going to really cheese and be like, oh, let's go grab a tackle and eventually move him to guard. But we are looking at guard. So we have John Falk from Florida, the best of the bunch. Center, you know, there's some depth there. We always could move Jackson Powers Johnson, who in real life just announced, I think yesterday, that they're actually going to be playing him at guard over center. So like, if there ever is a scenario where like maybe that's how we get a better guard, is we move Jackson Powers Johnson there and we find a better center. So that could be in play. It looks like the centers in this year's class are a little bit more talented than the guards are, especially when we only have 1 draftable right guard as it is. Defensively, again, edge rush is potentially a position we'll be interested in, but not in outright need. But there's a couple first rounders there, a couple first rounders at defensive tackle, linebacker, okay, a couple Sams, no first round Mikes, couple Wills. Corner, this is the position. So safety, a couple first rounders, no first round strong safety, but corner would be the biggest position for us. And let's see, we got Nathan Nails, good name, a lot of puns could be played off of that. Daryl Buchanan, Holcomb. Oh man, look at all these 5, like Nichols. Dante Booth, 5'10", 5'11", 5'11". Beckham at 6'2". Fleming at, so I mean, I'm just going to go initial value. I think Beckham, based off of name and traits alone, is probably going to be the guy we number 1 want on our board. But here we go. It is time for the finale of today's episode. Week 1 at home. And it is not an easy assignment. We get the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen, MVP quarterback. James Cook under contract and happy. I'll see if they sign anyone. But Khalil Shakir was like a top 3 wide receiver last year. You got Keon Coleman, Kincaid, offensive line, Deion Dawkins. They got the highest rated player in the whole freaking class, Devin Darden, the 83 guard from Florida State. So that is great business for them there. Rousseau's a problem. Joey Bosa's still good. Ed Oliver, TJ Sanders. Linebacking core is, you know, it's regressing. They're on the downswing, but they're still talented there with Matt Milano and Terrell Bernard. In the secondary, they got Benford, Johnson, Hairston. Maybe this will be a revenge game for Kaiir Elam. Was a former first-round pick of the Bills. Bounces around the league. We're giving him a chance to start. That'd be pretty cool if we can get like a pick 6 on Josh Allen. Now, I was looking at our game plan here, and I think, we have dime play sheet, which is going to give us, and that's why we have it active right now because of that tier 3 there that gives us +3 man. Because I want to play a lot more press man this year. I feel like the zone was not for us. Like, I don't know if dime's going to be our best path forward for that. I don't know if maybe Master of Disguise, especially all the way down in Tier 4, gets us that +3 man coverage. You guys have a play sheet that you think for our team would be best for defense. Offensively, our offense can play with anybody in the league. Defensively, we got to, last year we were 32nd. This year, we got to be low 20s at minimum. That's like the level of improvement. That's the difference, I think, between making and missing the playoffs. Not to just keep delaying the game. I always get to the damn game. I haven't shown our final depth chart, like what our depth chart is going to look like week 1. Offensive line, very self-explanatory. Bowers, Winters is now our tight end 2. We're going to have Geno Smith start the season at quarterback. That was always the plan. We will monitor that situation, obviously, very carefully. We have Jeanty and Mitchell at running back. Dante Thornton at wide receiver 1. Jack Betch at 2. Howard will get the number 3 spot with Norman his speed at 4. And we'll have Winters potentially be able to sneak on the field as a depth wide receiver. Defensively, our D-line is going to be Kirkland at D-tackle 1, Butler at defensive tackle 2. Hamilton's got to kind of work his way up. I don't want to outright just demote Butler, who was very good for us last season. We're going to have Maxx Crosby and Tyree Wilson as our 2 pass rushers. Tyree Wilson tied for first place in sacks in the preseason. However, very short leash for him as Jalex Hunt and BJ Ojolari should get on the field at some point as part of a rotation. Jamal Adams and Jermaine Pratt get the start at linebacker. We have Jeremy Chin and the exciting white Reed Blankenship at safety with Porter, Levy, and Kyrie Elam getting the nod to start at corner. Special teams are self-explanatory. The specialist is maybe where we get a little creative. At sub-linebacker, I'm actually going to put Jeremy Chin there. He had the best rating, best press man for a potential player that could also thrive in that role with Jamal Adams. Now there's a chance maybe we'll get exposed a little bit in the run game because we are pretty much playing with two safeties, not traditional linebackers at that position. I'm going to put Levy in at the slot, Kirkland at nose tackle. Howard's going to be our slot wide receiver. We're going to have Jalix Hunt actually get rush edge with Maxx Crosby because I'm going to have Tyree Wilson be our second rush defensive tackle. We're going to have Jeanty be our gadget, our third down, and our power back. Oh, baby, new season is upon us. And this year, the Raiders are hoping our defense can improve enough that we can make the playoffs. Because offensively last year, we were, by all accounts, at worst, a top 5 offense in the league, led by that man right there, Geno Smith. But is the pressure going to be on Geno Smith? We have not really created a quarterback controversy, but there is one. Like, if Geno starts struggling, we know we have a special player waiting to start. Look at that first play. Is an Ashton Jeanty run. And if there's going to be one side of the ball I think we're going to have an advantage, it's going to be our offense against a Bills defense. And we're looking at the tail of the tape. Definitely not a bad defense, but I'm much more afraid of what Josh Allen can do than I am anybody on that Bills defense. Right there in the middle. Great route by Brock Bowers. There's Jeanty again. At will, we are moving the ball on the opening drive. At home, there's no stadium pulse, but there is one. It'd be electric right now. Great cut by Jeanty to get the first down. Be a Brock Bowers. Yeah, go right quick. Get the chains moving. Oh, good play there. Oh, starting right tackle Charles Grant, holding his wrist. Depth already being challenged. Can we on a play action here? Winters is covering. Does he get the first touchdown on this? I'm going to look his way. Oh, he makes a grab. Good grab by Winters, the rookie. Bruised elbow. Will return soon. Okay, could be worse. First and goal on the 3. We're going to bring out the Shermanator. Sherman Tank. The fullback, the rookie. Can he open his account? No. This is a great drive, man. Best defense is keeping Josh Allen off the field. And that's exactly what we've been able to do. Damn. Trying to get that one to Winters. I love mesh plays. They are very high percentage. I wouldn't say they're outright cheesy, but they're tough to stop. But we'll go something a little different. 3rd and goal. And we'll just go to the best wide receiver in the league, Dante Thornton Jr. Anybody? Was it going to be anybody else? Huh? This guy, man, I got to get a jersey. He retweeted the clip I had last year of him jumping people. I'm not desperate enough, thirsty enough on social media, like, hey, send me an autographed jersey. Or am I? Here we go. This is where we need to see. I don't think any one of you out there watching this had any worries about us offensively. It's what the hell is this defense going to look like this season? A lot of turnover, not a lot of starters returning. We made changes where we could. Are we going to see results? All right. Good to know. Absolutely not. Let's go 3rd and 12. We'll go Maxx Crosby up against Spencer Brown. It's a good matchup for us. go. Block the extra point, though. There's a win. Surprise here with a screen pass. These are usually good for either it gets sacked, insta-sack right away, or big first down. And that's exactly what we get from Ashton Jeanty, who had, what, almost 700 yards last year receiving. Let's try this place. This could be nice. Screen pass. It's blocked up very well. Jack Betch, nice gainer. Inches Shermanator. Come on, buddy. It's your first taste of the NFL. Nice gainer. BR Mike Allstott. BR A-Train. BR Marcel Reese. 2nd and goal. To Brock Bowers. Up to the 2. Let's go. C4 special. Ashton Jeanty. Yeah, too easy. Broken ankles. What a play. Defense, please do something. Ah, god damn it. On me. I'll take that one. Where's Khalil? I messed that one up. Oh, at ease. Oh, trial by fire. Maybe man defense is in the play. I don't know. We're gonna figure out. It's TFL there, Jamal Adams. Alrighty, 3rd and 11. Can we bend, not break? I'll take that as a win. There we go. Okay, that looked pretty good. Are they going the kick or are they gonna go for it? Of course you're gonna go for it. Come on, boy. That's even better. We get a turnover opportunity here. Oh, yeah, of course. Who's that? 34. Is that the rookie? God damn it. Like, why? Why is there, like, right there you can just see. Oh, it's Kyrie Elam! Like a whole half second for him to even react to that play. We're giving steamboats in coverage. I think that means, you know, if this doesn't work out, we may have to go for it on 4th down. Oh, look, we got Jack Betch going on a little mesh. Let's go, 18! Had doubts with him in the preseason. First game of the regular season, first start. And he's kind of killing it. Leading receiver. Ooh, Dante Thornton mesh. Ooh. Certainly. Better throw, man. He might have took that to the end zone. And there you go. Ashton Jeanty! 2nd touchdown of the first half. With, hey, our pass defense is the Bills' rush defense, I think. They can't believe how easy that was. I think that's just excellent blocked up. They tried. Our offensive line ate their whole rush. Sick. Here we go. Darian Porter, who has been probably our best corner by a mile. And by that, I mean he's been the corner I've hated on the least, which is within its own right very impressive with a nice PBU. Oh, and Kyrie Elam drops the easy pick. Come on. Punish, you know, that's, there you go. End of this game. Who knows? That might be the play we got to come back on. Like, that's like pick 6 territory. And then there you go. Of course, because they catch fucking everything. Ah, come on, man. Come on, Jalix Hunt. That's a good pass rush. Josh Allen just doing Josh Allen things. Or actually just does the more just deplorable thing. Like, look, I can still pass on you on the 1-yard line. Oh my god, dude. I gotta, like... Who has an ebook on how to literally not allow 95% completion percentage? I will pay. Oh my god. fucking Geno, man. Come on. That's a missed opportunities. We should have a pick six. And that should have been a house call. Here we go. We'll get it, Howard. Timeout. Man, there was like no pressure there on Geno Smith. How we missed that, I do not know. Another miss. Geno wasn't missing these a year ago. Here, Brock Bowers, middle of the field. We go no huddle. We got 38 seconds. Got one timeout. Oh. All right, last timeout. We will play with fire. And we'll get one shot to the end zone before we set out the rookie kicker. Oh, Howard! Oh my God, are you kidding me? No huddle. Go for it. Snap the ball. No! We're going to lose. Way too many mistakes. The drop pick, the overthrow on Thornton, how that didn't get us a touchdown. Unbelievable. There we go. Got off the field. They're probably going to go for it, because of course they are. Blitz. Coverage is just asking for them to have a wide open guy. At least this way here, we might be able to pressure him into a bad throw. Psych! Pressuring him into a good throw. Ooh. Deion Dawkins is down holding his knee. That is not good. For probably, what, the second highest overall player on that Bills offense after Josh Allen. Don't wish injury on anybody, but hey, this is almost like, do we just switch Maxx Crosby sides? That doesn't matter. Just wide open spin moves, yep. Alex Hunt working up against a backup. He actually wins. Oh, Jermaine Pratt! Thank you! Terrible throw by Josh Allen. Perfect ball to Jermaine Pratt. Was the pressure? No pressure. Just overthrew Josh Palmer. Geno Smith had a couple bad misses on that last drive. How'd that happen? Didn't we have a step? I didn't see a replay on that. Literally looked like Howard was clearly in front of Milano. That's a terrible angle. Look. It's wow. I don't know. All right, read that one perfectly and not rewarded at all. Kalushkir touchdown. Oh, there you go. They punished us off the turnover. We did fuck all with it. 2-point conversion was uncontested. Let's go back to the run game. How about that? It's working very well. We're getting about 10 yards a carry. Ooh! Don't miss this. He's fucked. Geno's washed. Geno Smith. What happened in the offseason? I'm glad there was people like, maybe we don't need to. Are you fucking kidding me? Is there wear and tear? Can I, like, that's the only way Geno Smith should be sucking this much ass right now. I don't even think you can check a player's wear and tear. That is unbelievable. He made those throws in his sleep last year. Right here, feet planted. Why? No! Why is that so difficult? That's a feet plant, make the completion. Like, they're probably gonna fucking review that. Geno Smith fucking sucks now. Go for it. They would go for it here, probably. Right there, beat. No, man. we gotta have a discussion, I think, after this game, fellas. Come on, Max. I'm gonna control you now. I can't do shit with linebackers. Maxx Crosby. There we go. I gotta do his collars, fucking tattoos. There we go. But as we remember from last year, we get a sack. It is almost always followed up by embarrassingly bad. Look, here's someone in the comments would say, follow up a blitz with another blitz. Well, let's see, because last year we'd get a sack, and probably 80% of the time after a sack was a first down made. There we go. PBU. Go winners. But if we lose this game, if we win, it's Geno Smith's misplays are just something to take note of. If we lose this game, that is a very obvious topic of discussion. Come back to the football. At 3rd and 5, we will send Jack Besh in motion. At the sticks. High percentage throw, and it's Matt Milano playing like a lockdown DB. 4th and 5. I think we got to take the points here. Trust that we can get one more defensive stop. Third and 5. We kicked the field goal because I trusted we would get in this situation and get off the field. Oh, man. Maxx Crosby, dude, is having a tough go against Spencer Brown. That should be a matchup in our favor. Kyrie Elam. 34. It pains me as a Gators fan, but I think him being our corner solution in free agency, like, again, just like, what are we... Oh, man. All right, we're going to... I've seen enough on that front. We are going to... I'm going to go with the other rookie as a starter. Can't be any worse. Oh, Raiders defense. Is it this? Are Raiders fans? We got a lot of Raider fans that are checking. Are you guys this bad in real life? Like, is this like art imitating real life? I refuse to believe that you were that bad. And yeah, great job, defense. Appreciate it. Like, I swear to God, do my linebackers just not move? All right, let's say Brock Bowers. I mean, the Bills have done a great job taking away our two best weapons. Wow, 3rd sack for Ed Oliver, huh? Yeah, I guess, you know, I mean, we had it. First half, the drop pick, the overthrow on Thornton. Like, you make those 2 plays, that's a 14-point swing. There you have it. Hey, how'd you? I missed the first episode of the next season of the Raiders. Can you tell me what happened in the first game? You played one game of the regular season. Oh, here's what happened. Here's all you need to know. I don't know, man. I hate this. You know, I'm in my mind. It's a Josh Allen thing. We went up against Josh Allen, but like, if our defense is like this again, it probably will affect my like personal morale this series. Like, I don't want to do this for 17 fucking weeks again. Where it's all offense, and then when we're on defense, it's just fucking, here we go. 500 yards, 90% completion percentage. The pick that they threw was really right to my guy. Surprised he caught it, honestly. Dropped one in the first half. So the only thing that's putting a smile on my face is that this was just this was Josh Allen. Okay? We're not going to play Josh Allen every week. Fuck, man. Oh. That sucked. All I can say. That sucked. For us, Geno Smith, I mean, what the hell happened to him? He had probably 2 touchdowns he hits last year missed. 2 picks. I mean, that last pick was fucking comical, but he didn't play well. And that's, middle of the mall defense by the Buffalo Bills. They're not good. They're not bad. They have playmakers. They have weaknesses. Far from a complete defense. Ashton Jeanty was awesome. 15 carries, 116 yards. Probably should have got the run game as a whole going more, but when you get in a deficit like that and you're trying to keep pace with Josh Allen, comes tough. Thornton, 2 catches. Should have had more, though. Like, we had the touchdown, the layup. That, he would have went over 100 yards with 2 touchdowns if Geno Smith doesn't overthrow him. But shout out Mark Howard, Winters, some of our rookies getting involved. Defensively, Jermaine Pratt, 7 tackles, 2 TFLs, and an interception. We had 3 TFLs from Jamal Adams. Maxx Crosby still finished with 2 sacks. So, I was kind of roasting him a little bit, but at the end of the day, one of the few players on this team that can leave this game with their head held high. Man, oh man, it's going to be a long season if this is not a Josh Allen thing and it's just the state of our defense. At least a couple upgrades coming out of that very frustrating Week 1 performance. So that will do it for today's episode. We will be back with a 4-game showing before too long, and hopefully it is not more of the same. However, I don't love the look of the fact that the Jags Week 1 have a pretty impressive offense, all things considered. But, yeah, I mean, a lot to take away from that matchup. Defense feels kind of the exact fucking same as it was a year ago. Geno Smith is already getting hit with a -2 and played like it. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys take away from this performance? Let me know in the comment section below. If it is your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button to tune in and lock in to what is undoubtedly the best Madden 26 franchise mode here on YouTube. Bias, full bias. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Helps out the video with the YouTube algorithm. And will hopefully spread love and awareness that this series exists for people that do enjoy watching Madden franchise content and might not know we exist. Even though we are, entering year 15 here on YouTube's. But that'll do it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, it's your boy C4. Say peace, I love you. Have a good one.